Hello, my name is Lee and welcome to this video tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to generate and use color masks in Substance Painter. So before we do that, I just want to let you know that the model here you see on screen is going to be available for you to download and follow along. So please feel free to do that. So with that in mind, let's begin. So here we have this model of a pillar, and if we look at this, we have all of these smaller assets that are attached to it. So we have this basic light, some signs that are sort of protruding from the sides here, and the wires. And so each part of this model should really have different materials. And so what we can do in order to sort of assign different materials in Substance is to create a color mask. So what a color mask is going to do is say any area that is red is going to be one material, any area that is blue is going to be another material, any area that is yellow is going to be another material, and so on and so forth. So how do we set that up here in 3ds Max and get it into Substance? Well, firstly what we need to do is we need to press the M key, and this will bring up the material editor. Then we can select an empty slot, and then we can choose the standard option right here. And we want to choose this option that says multi-sub objects. If we double click on this, it's going to ask us whether or not we want to discard all materials or keep the existing materials. I'm going to choose keep existing materials for now and press OK. Now here we can set the amount of materials in which we're going to be using. In my particular case, I'm going to be using about 6 materials. So now what we want to do is, you can see here that the first material has already been created for us, and so we're going to click on the default option right here, and we want to change the diffuse color. Now what you need to do is use easily discernible colors, that is to say colors that are very easy for the software to pick out and assign different materials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the first color here to be 25500. By doing that, we're only going to have red. And I'm going to set the self-illumination here to 100. Then I'm going to copy this 6 times. That's the amount of materials I have. And then I'm going to go back inside each one of these materials and change the colors. So here I'm going to choose 0255, and this is going to give me green. I can go to the third one, and I'm going to set this to be 00255. This should give me blue. Then in the next one, I'm going to choose 000, which will give me black. Here we're going to choose 255, 255, 255, which is going to give me pure white. And here, if we look here, so now we have used all the red, blue, green, black, and white channels. And so you want to try to avoid just changing the color ever so slightly like this. This may cause some problems in the software. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to go 255, 0255, and this will give us this nice pink color. Now we can select our model, and we want to go to the polygons. I'm going to press Ctrl A, and for the ID here I'm just going to set this to be 1. Now if I click and drag the material onto our model, you can see that everything has been assigned red. So let's just go back up a level here. So you can see that number 1 is red. Now if we want to assign a different material, for example, maybe we want these signs to have metal, we want to assign a different material number, so perhaps 2. So what we can do is we can select 1, 2, 3, 4 items and set this to be number 2. Now you can see that it's green, and you can sort of look around your model here and sort of choose different colors. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around this model now, and I'm going to choose the different colors that are going to represent the different materials. Okay, so as you can see, I have assigned different colors to the different sections of our model. So now what we can do is we can bake out this as a mask. In order to do that, we select our model and we're going to go to rendering and we're going to choose this option here that says render to texture. In the render to texture dialog, we want to enable that we have projection mapping to be enabled. And we want to make sure that we have use existing channels for both of the objects and sub-objects. This is because this model has already been unwrapped. In here, we want to make sure to choose add and make sure we use the complete map. Okay, so you see I already have one assigned right here. Then we can choose the location in which you want this to be saved. You can choose the resolution. I'm going to go with 4096. And then we can press the button here that says render. So what you can see here is that it has rendered out this image for us. And we're going to use these different colors to assign different materials. So with that being said, let's close this and jump over to Substance. So you can, before you jump into Substance, you can export this out. I've already done that. So let's jump over to Substance here. And I'm going to go to File, New, and I'm going to choose to select the model right here. I can choose the document resolution and I'm going to press OK. From here, I'm going to go to File, Import Resources, Add Resource, and I'm going to import the texture that I just exported. I'm going to press Open and I'm going to set this to be a texture. I'm going to bring this into the current project, and now you can see that this has been imported into our shelf, and here is our mask. Now, if I were to select one of these layers and delete them, and let's just create a new fill layer. And let's assign this a color, perhaps red, right? So we can represent those colors that we had in Max here. And as you can see, it has been assigned to the entire model. Now what we want to do is we want to use the mask to assign this red within the red areas of the mask. So how do we do this? Well, let's just call this concrete, as this is what it's going to be. And let's create a folder. And we're going to call this the same thing. Concretes. Now we want to take this fill layer and we want to put it inside the folder. Then we can select the folder, right click, and we want to choose this option right here that says add mask with color selection. Then we can click on our mask and drag it inside the slot right here. Then we can choose pick color and we can choose the red. Now you can see that the red has only been assigned to the areas that was red in the mask. And so we can repeat this process again. So let's do this one more time. So let's create a new fill. So you can see that I created a fill layer on top and everything has changed color. And let's choose the color here for the lights. And so if I remember correctly, this was blue. And you can see the whole thing has turned blue. So let's create the folder. I'm going to call this light. And we can also rename this to light. I'm going to click and drag this into this folder. And then I'm going to right click. I'm going to choose the option, the same option as we did before, add mask with color selection. I'm going to click and drag the mask into the empty slot here, choose pick color and pick the blue. And so you can see that as we repeat this process, we're going to be able to add different materials. And so we can see this right now. If we go to the blue and we select this, now we can start to change some of these options, perhaps change the roughness so it looks very shiny, you know, maybe it's very metallic, right? So it looks like a blue metal. And so you can see that now we have these different materials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and complete this process. Okay, so as you can see, I have repeated that process until I now have all of the materials assigned to different colors of the mask. And so now we can go through and select any one of these colors, just for the purposes of demonstration here, and start to change them to anything we like. So perhaps we can change the color of the light here to be yellow, and maybe, let's see, the metal here could be perhaps some bright color, you know, orange, yellow, something like this. So as you can see, that is how we would assign different materials to different sections of our model. And so what we can do now is we can go within those folders and start to sort of import and paint our textures. And so what I'm going to do at this particular point is I'm going to stop this video, as we have concluded what the purpose of the tutorial is today. If you have liked this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification buttons. And until next time, thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.